stay together. It's another beautiful.
Hey there, and welcome back to WoozyFly.com's The Set at JSM Music. I'm your host, Justin Kutcher, here with Gordon Chambers. And Gordon, it was a very nice performance. Appreciate
Thank you.
Playing for us. But I have to ask you, because your history has been as a writer.
Yes.
And now you're writing for yourself. And
Yeah.
how different is it to write for somebody else versus writing for yourself?
Well, I mean, all along my journey as a writer, there's been certain songs that I've always felt a certain real visceral emotional connection to. So when I was compiling the songs for my album, I went into the well of some of those songs, and then I wrote new ones to fit in the pieces of the puzzle. And then I found some songs that other songwriters who were friends of mine who wrote that I felt fit my style. So it was a sense of tapping into what I felt was good for my voice, what I wanted to say, and also trying to supply the marketplace with what I felt was missing, because I felt that there was a lack of attention on the kind of music that I've been doing as a solo artist. So I wanted to fill that void, so to speak.
Okay, and just for all you to know that what this guy has written for, you've written songs for Aretha Franklin, Queen Latifah, Usher, Gladys Knight, Grammy winning for I Apologize for Anita Baker back in '94. So when I talk about writing, like, he's written some big time songs, and the fact that you wrote a Grammy winning song, what was that like?
It was a phenomenal experience. I mean, I wrote the song when I was 22. I wrote it literally in the car on the way home from my day job at the time, in the pouring rain. And then to hear that song get recorded by such a legendary artist like Anita Baker, who was a huge influence of mine. And then, it got on the radio immediately and got tons of airplay, and then won the Grammy. It was just a whirlwind of a year. It was very exciting.
Okay, so you wrote that song in the car.
Mm-hmm.
How does it come so fast?
I think when you really feel it, you just really feel it, And I got the track. The track was given to me by a producer that I work with, Barry Eastman, and I just connected with the track. And he said, "Can you think you can give a shot at this for writing for Anita Baker?" I mean, I'm like, a young 20-something kid. Yeah. I'm like, do I think I can give that a shot? I mean, you die for a shot like that? So, inspiration is when you're inspired, it's very immediate and very visceral.
Would I be standing here after all these years among the stars above? Maybe not if it wasn't for your love.
All right, so you make the transition to be the lead singer, to write your songs for yourself.
Yeah.
But because you've written for all of these other people, how much has that helped you? Do you have other people kind of pushing you along to get you forward?
Yes, I mean, one of the very influential recording sessions of my life was a song I was producing for Whitney Houston, actually, and she gave me a lot of compliments on my singing voice at that session, and she was the one who kind of looked me directly in my face and said, "You want to sing, baby? You want to sing, don't you?" And I was like, and really, she said, "If you want to sing, then it's something you want to go dive into. You should dive into it. You'll never be happy unless you do." So I will always be forever grateful. But along the years of being a writer and producer for so many of these great artists. And before I was doing that, I was also a journalist. I was an entertainment editor of a magazine called Essence. So I used to interview artists and work with artists. So I think I've gotten a lot of great artist development training watching the best of the best do what they do.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you wrote about music, you're a musician, historian. What is it about music that captivated you at such a young age?
I think it's the emotion of music. I think it's the fact that it's such an effective way of communicating. People can say to each other things via a song that they often don't even have words for in their own language. So that's what I'm always questing for, is to really touch people's hearts.
You came out with a second album called Love Songs. You just sang a
Love
song.
Stories.
Love Stories. I'm sorry, Love Stories. You have your own label. The last song you wrote, or the sang for us today, was Unfair.
Yes.
And you said that's your favorite song on the album. Why?
I think it was where I wrote it. I wrote it in Stockholm, Sweden. And I'd never been to Sweden, and there's some amazing pop songwriters there, one of which I wrote that tune with. His name is Antor Briggensen. And we did like 2 weeks of writing. It's the last song we wrote. I was really about to catch the plane in 10 hours. He gave me the track and he sang me the melody, and I thought it was just so haunting. And I was thinking about long distance, because I'd been in Sweden in January for 2 weeks. I was kind of homesick. I was liking the food for the first 3-4 days. And I started to think about the angst of people traveling and trying to keep relationships together and you know, not wanting to bail out, but just trying to manage the pain of it. And that's when that song came to me. I think it's just really real. As a musician, I travel a lot, and that has taken its toll on my personal relationships.
I am here, and you are there, and it's not like climbing up a stair. And though it hurts, we still care. When you gotta go, it's so unfair, 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 unfair.
You got the album out. You got 2 albums out now. Where are you going next?
I'm just going to be touring lots, and then my next project that I'll probably put out will be a re-release of my 2 solo albums with wider distribution, and then my next project after that will be a live album. That's what I really feel in my heart, is to do a live CD.
Awesome. Well, I can tell it's going to be pretty good by the way you're dancing in there and having
Thank you.
some fun. So, Gordon, thank you very much
Thank
for joining
you.
us. Really appreciate it. He is Gordon Chambers. I am Justin Kutcher. Thank you so much for joining us here on WoozyFly.com's The Set at JSM Music. As always, don't forget, WoozyFly.com. Create your own buzz.